Alright, so for Aqua Actresses, I've been putting off making a deck for them for a while, just because there's only been 3 monsters for them for like a really long time, and you can actually just make a deck with just these 3 cards, because they're pretty good. I really wish there would be more support for it, but there hasn't been anything recently, and with just the 3 cards, you can still run a pretty decent deck. Very limited in your options of how you can go about it though. Basically, each Aqua Actress has an effect that they can use once per turn with like no limit. So if you have triple Aqua Actresses Aurwana out, you can use each one of those effect to add an Aqua Actress monster from your deck to your hand. Same with Tetra, where you can add an Aquarium card from your deck to your hand, as long as you have him face up on the field, and you can use it every turn. That's something I kind of forget to do sometimes, because I'm not used to monsters that have an effect you can use every turn to search, because I'm so used to just searching on normal summons. Swap Frog's in here because it's a level 2 Aqua type monster, so he fits in with the whole wetlands beatdown thing that this deck kind of tries to do. Also allows you to fill Aqua Actors in your graveyard so that you can activate Aqua Story and the second effects of all the Aqua spell cards, continuous spell cards. All 3 of these have the effect where if it's destroyed, if it's sent to the graveyard from the field, you can special summon an Aqua type monster from your graveyard, which is pretty nice because you can activate that manually with Parallel Twister by sending it to the graveyard to destroy a card on the field. Not a spell or trap card, just 1 card. So it's pretty nice that you can target monsters with Parallel Twister too. That's why I've got that in there instead of double Cyclone. And since the effects activate from just being sent, not destroyed, it works with Parallel Twister. That's basically, I don't really need to repeat that. Tetsu Erete Numen, what is his name? Tetsu do Eret, I don't know, something Latin. His card's great in here. He's an Aqua level 1 monster. He can be brought out with 1 for 1. He benefits from the Aqua spell or trap cards like Aqua Stage, where he can't be destroyed by a non-water type monster in battle, and he's unaffected by monster effects, but he can still be destroyed by stuff like Regeki. So Aqua Stage is pretty great for protecting them. And then you've got Aqua Stage and Aqua Lightning, so that your Aqua Actress monsters can actually do some decent damage. Aqua Lightning basically doubles an Aqua Actress's attack that it has currently when it attacks, or is attacked. I think it only when it's attacked, I don't know. Your battling monsters, let's see, if battles an opponent's monster, yeah, if it's attacked or when it attacks. That's why Wetlands is necessary in this deck. That way the Guppy and Tetra can actually do stuff, because they'll gain 1200 attack, and then it'll get doubled with Aqua Lightning. And you can only have one face of Aqua Lightning on the field at a time. Also, Aquarium Set will increase their attack by another 600. Also 300 for just all other water monsters. And Aqua Story right here, it's a really nice effect. It's kind of like a lance that you can use on your monsters or your opponent's monsters, where the targeted monster's attack and defense become 100, and it's unaffected by your opponent's card effects. So you can use that to protect them from stuff like Regeki or whatever, and they won't be destroyed by battle as long as you have Aqua Stage out, and as long as they're attacking with a non-water monster. So the deck itself is really lockdown focus with Tetsudo, and it actually beats down pretty nice as long as you can set up your field, which is not that hard since the Aqua Actress monsters search out like crazy. Guppy just allows you to special summon the big one from your hand, so she's not as useful as the other 2, but she's kind of needed in this deck in order to bring out Aurwana. Also, if you have 2 Aurwanas out, you can search out a Guppy and then another Aurwana, and then just bring out Guppy and use her to bring out the other one. You can just, attack from there.